This year, Dr. S.K. Parashar oration is being conferred on Professor V. Amudan. He is the Emeritus Professor of Cardiology at the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. He's been the former head of cardiology at the Government Medical College and Rajaji Hospital from Madurai, and currently he's a senior consultant interventional cardiologist at the Vadamalayan Hospital from Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Professor Amudan, this morning for the next 14 minutes would deliberate on 3D echo. Has it changed the cardiology practice?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's also a very prestigious oration. I don't know how to introduce Dr. S.K. Parashar. And I think the person who is sitting in front of me is Professor Khalilullah. He knows much more than me about Dr. Parashar when he used to take the patient from the army hospital to Dr. Khalilullah for doing M-mode echocardiography. And we are really honored that Dr. Parashar is right here with us, who evolved from M-mode to 2D to Doppler to 3D, and he's considered as the Indian father of echocardiography. We are really proud. Naveen, you want to say something about Parashar?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's actually the first one who started actually echocardiography in India on a real clinically useful, as a clinically useful tool. He started the Indian Academy of Echocardiography and nurtured it for so many years. It started out with a very small association, but has become really very, very influential and very large association. And that's all due to his fantastic efforts. And rightly called the father of Indian echocardiography.
So I am with two fathers here, a father of India and a father of the world. Dr. Naveen, please come here.
Yeah, sure.
Mother. She said the mother is also here. I don't know what we are labeled at the moment. So I think I will give one wing of this to Naveen and one to Dr. Parashar to bestow upon the president of IAE, IAE, Dr. Amuthan, Dr. Amuthan. Yeah. Vijay, please give this place to Dr. Amuthan. Amuthan is the president of Indian Academy of Echocardiography. We are really honored that this oration is bestowed upon you. Thank you.
I am really honored to have received this prestigious Dr. Parashar's oration. Now I have joined the Indian Academy of Echocardiography. As and when Dr. Parashar formed it, and I was one of the earliest life members. And Dr. Parashar, as all of you know, is father of echocardiography in India and has formed this Indian Academy of Echocardiography. And this annual session is to be held in Mumbai from 8th to 11th. I invite all of you to join us in Mumbai. Now, the 3D echo is my craze, and it has changed every aspect of my cardiology practice, right from patient care to the patient education and to the intervention. In every aspect, this forms my day-to-day life with 3D echo. And you must know, 3D echo is very easy to understand the structures of the heart, because heart is a three-dimensional structure. And it is very easy to demonstrate to the patient as well as the surgeons the importance of the structures in the heart. And it potentially faster image acquisition is possible with this. Now, the benefits of third dimension is that the high resolution of 3D rendering of valvular anatomy, and you can have the dynamic information of the beating heart, and you can accurately assess and interpret the lesions and localize the lesions. And most importantly, you can assess the cardiac function, left ventricular function, most important. Left ventricular function, right ventricular function, left atrial function. Each and every aspect can be assessed very easily by the three-dimensional echo. Three-dimensional echo. And this is because the three-dimensional transthoracic echo is superior to the assessment of left ventricular function by other methodologies. It is better than the 2D echo, it's better than the M mode definitely, and it is comparable to the CMR and other radionuclide techniques, and the ejection fraction is easily assessed. As you can see, this is a very dilated heart, and the assessment of the left ventricular function in this patient is very easy when you do the three-dimensional echo, and you can do the procedure in a very short time. Unlike the Simpson method, it takes longer time. I will show you how much short it is in this case. Yes, this is the easiest way to do a three-dimensional echo and get the left ventricular function in that. Just like that, you can have that. Just when you click the measure button comes, you select the volume and you go for the 4D LVQ, and all you have to do the alignment of the position, and then you can select the end diastolic volume, and you have the end diastolic volume. Just place 2 points, one at the basal level and second at the apex, and you have the end diastolic volume with you. And right from there, you can have the assessment in all the directions. And the next, you can have it in end systolic volume. You can see that. Just place 2 points and you have the end systolic volume, and the ejection fraction is calculated very easily. So this is a very easy technique of doing this. And I will show you in patients with coronary artery disease, where it is very, very important. You can see here, this is a patient with acute coronary syndrome. He had he came with central chest pain, and when you do the 3D echo, immediately you have the advantage of having the tomographic slicing, the 9 tomographic slicing which you have here. You have the slicing from the apex to the base, and immediately you know that the anterior wall is not contracting, the anterior septum is not contracting properly. So you have this view, and to add to that, you have the strain. You can have the 3-dimensional strain, which immediately points to the direction that there is a involvement of the left anterior descending artery territory. This is done at a flash of a second, and immediately the patient can be taken for further interventional measures very easily. And not only that, in many of the disputes, it is very easy. I will show you in patients with mitral stenosis, Dr. Vijay Lakshmi was showing. I will show in one of the cases actually who underwent this balloon mitral valvuloplasty, where there was a difficulty in evaluation. This is a case of calcific mitral stenosis, where there is a question where whether the patient can be taken for, see the amount of calcium which the lady is having. This is a severe calcific mitral stenosis, and this patient was taken for transesophageal echo. You can see the thickness of the intra-atrial septum also in this, and this is the assessment of the valves. This is the assessment of the mitral valve, which you can zoom that and see in a classical position which is described. See, this is the mitral valve which is seen, and there is a calcification only in the A2 aspect and P2. This is the leaflets lateral commissure, and this is the medial commissure. They are devoid of the calcification. So it was planned that this patient can be taken up for the PTMC procedure, and the post-PTMC, you can see the improvement which she had. So see the improvement which she has. So all these things were possible because this is the 3-dimensional T of the intra-atrial septum, and this is the valve which has opened up. You see the valve which has opened up more remarkably with this PTMC procedure. Now, I will just show you another case where there was a diagnostic difficulty. So, case to case, this is a case. This is a case who was assessed for aortic valvular replacement. And you can see the mitral valve of this patient. Any guess about this diagnosis? Any guess? So you are able to see something here like a clipping which is gone there, and there are double orifice. And this is very well brought out. You can see here, this is the three-dimensional echo which you have. This is the aortic valve which you see here. There are two orifices of the mitral valve which are very beautifully seen. So this type of pictures which you have is very helpful for the surgeon. And I can show you another case. So case to base, this is a very simple case where the diagnosis was made on the 2D echocardiography itself. But for the surgeon, and the diagnosis is very simple. This is a case of left atrial myxoma, you can say. But for the diagnostic and information for the surgeon, the 3D gives you very practical information. And when you do 3D TE, the information is much more efficient. You can see that. I can turn that, and you can see actually just like the surgeon having the image, the myxoma in his hand, you can turn it and you can see the exact attachment point where the LA myxoma is attached. Those things can be done very easily with this. So these are the achievements which are possible for the practical day-to-day life. Now I will show you some of the importance for the interventionalist. For the interventionalist, it is very, very important, and especially for the structural heart disease intervention, especially in this age of TAVI and MitraClips. The 3D TE helps you to do the basic puncture, Brockenborough puncture. Exact site of placement of the needle can be seen, and this is actually the visualization of the intra-atrial septum from the right atrial side. This is very easily done, and you can, during the procedure, you can do the TE probe, keep the TE probe, and look at the Brockenborough puncture site, and you can do the latest. You can go for this is the Brockenborough puncture being made, and there are some transeptal punctures which are now fusion images are available where these TE images are placed over the fluoroscopic images so that you can keep the track of your Brockenborough needle and place the puncture at the exact site of your assessment. Dr. Vijay Lakshmi was saying about the balloon mitral valvuloplasty. This is one case where the TE was used to see the during the procedure. You can see the balloon which is placed exactly across the valve. Otherwise, this may be a time-consuming procedure. So these things can be done. This is the procedures. This is the biplane image. So in mitral regurgitation, for the MitraClip procedures, you cannot do without a three-dimensional TE. And this is the TomTac software which tells you where the prolapse is. And additional software assessments are possible for this. And you can go for the MitraClip procedures, which we are trying to do in Mumbai as a live case, but I don't know whether it will happen or not. So this, after the assessment of, after the mitral valve repair also, you can see the patient for assess the ring position, whether there is any paravalvular leak. You can see here, this is one case where they have done a mitral valve repair and there was a suspicion of paravalvular leak. The 3D TE actually shows you that the valvular regurgitation is only a valvular regurgitation, there is no paravalvular regurgitation. And now in the latest in ESC, they have demonstrated some use of the Cardiband or the use of the percutaneous annuloplasty for mitral valve repair. So I think in everyday practice, the 3D echocardiography is playing a great role. And I think the practice of echocardiography will change with the use of 3D techniques. Thank you.
I think let's give a big hand to Dr. Amuthan for the most outstanding presentation and the application of 3D echo in the routine practice now, since the potentials are enormous and it really helps us, especially in the valvular heart disease and many other modalities. 3D echo has a huge role. I think we can define the anatomy and physiology and hemodynamics in a much better way. I
Thank
think
you
with
very
this we
much.
go to the next session.